That
Gotta
old
time. Yeah.
the old 9 to 5 model is out the window. Forget it. 9 to 5 Eastern, that's nothing.
And you
Right.
can't be an entrepreneur 9 to 5. If you're going to be a nine
Right.
to five entrepreneur, you could be working 9 to 5 and then doing something from 6 to 9 and be an entrepreneur because that's 6 to 9 your side hustle. Yeah. But I don't think anyone can do a 3 hour day side hustle. You're probably going to be like, for example, take a person on Etsy and they're creating jewelry, custom jewelry.
Right.
That which is big. What that's I think what Etsy was about, creating these small customized, products. People are going to spend 4 or 5 to 1 in the morning creating these jewelry components till they're able to expand or whatever it is, till they have a
Right.
success. I mean, so the reality is, in my end, I'm working countless of hours, and I drop things when I have to in order to do whatever I have to. So there's no other.
So, do, do you put boundaries on then where you say, okay, I'm specifically out now, or are you constantly where you're doing things? I'm fishing right now with my kids, but I'm also checking my phone. How do you balance that?
Yeah, that's what I do. So one thing I have to tell people is what I do now, I don't reply people right away anymore.
Right.
I don't do that reply right away. That reply right
Mhm.
away is never going to happen anymore because I've learned something that I cannot have the phone control me. I have to control the phone.
I
So
love
that in
that.
itself
Yes.
is very important, and that's for me number one right now. Because what I realized is I am letting people's needs and ideas and ideology per se control my time management, which is
Right.
not what it should be. So if someone text messages me and I'm going to answer right away, no, 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 no. I can't do that anymore because then I'm not time managing myself. I am literally being directed by a baton. What do they call the orchestra? The guy who does
Yeah, the
the
baton. Yes. Mhm.
it's not the baton. It's not the baton. It's the maestro. What does he use? It's not a baton, is it?
Yeah,
What
you're
is
right. Yeah. What is that? What he uses? I know
I
what you
forgot.
mean, though.
I
Yes.
forgot what it's called.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna
Right.
let that be the controlling factor and the movement of my day-to-day activity.
Right. Okay.
Right. So let's say like you, Chad, if you send me a text, for sure I'm going to respond to your text, right? Because we're
Right.
working
Mhm.
the same flow, right? So
Right.
you'll get an immediate response. But
Right.
everyone else, even per se, depending on the family member, they will not get an instant response because of the fact is whatever success I have and whatever accomplishments I would have, guess what? Will benefit every single person around me. So it's not just benefiting me. My success benefits the surrounding area. Your success
Right.
benefits your surrounding area. So yes,
Right.
in that sense, there has to be a balance between immediate family, but not necessarily to extended family. That's what I believe, and
Right.
it's not a how do you say, like, what's the right word? It's not a dish to the rest of the family. It's
Right.
just the reality is time, like you put in your intro, and the
Mhm.
reality is time you can never get back. It's the only commodity that's never refundable and never
Right.
retrievable. So you got to take a look at it that way.
So I see. So you're basically saying I'm going to control my time by how I prioritize access to myself. So that's where
Exactly.
you're right. I love that mindset. So you're in control instead of it controlling you. Also, I'm sure you find, Benny, if you respond to people right away, then they respond right away. And then if you don't respond in 10 minutes, they go, where is this guy? He just responded to me a minute ago. So you almost have to have people wait. So you have that span of time to focus on what you're doing and get it done. And by the way, breaking news, I did check. It is called the baton. We were both right. The
Oh, we were.
maestro. Yes, we were right. See that?
That's good.
Thank you, Internet. I love it. I love when the Internet backs us up.
I
So,
love it. By the way, and side point, I want to say something
mhm,
very interesting, and it's like something that came to my. I was watching Gentleman Jack as just to as in the show on HBO, and I
mhm,
noticed how the one thing that I liked the depiction in that show was when the letters are being sent back and forth. The amount of contemplation in a letter was for me very, very interesting. That depiction taught me a
right,
lot because in all history, for 2,000 years, people have been communicating via letters. And the
right,
contemplation we spend on a letter takes time, right? We're pondering what did they mean, calculating
right.
how they wrote it, what's the tone. And today, what happens? You write a text message, 2 seconds, you got to reply. I want to contemplate what
Mhm.
you mean. What did you say? What was your
That's great.
intent?
Right.
I want to give you a good answer. That's another factor why a person should not let that phone control you. You control the phone and reply in a proper setting, proper tone, and then you're obviously not going to have a full-blown conversation. Then that takes half an hour of your time inadvertently to your daily activity. A side point, obviously.
No, I love that because you're right. It's more contemplative when we're taking our time to do something as opposed to shooting it off quickly.